Welcome. This is Algebra 2, Semester 1, the H shifts and the K shifts in parent functions. In the notes, we're on page 6, numeral 6. It's actually page number 7 if you count that front page. It says to do graphs 4 through 7 on the attached pages with the video. And then in class, you're going to do page 6 and page 7 in a small group format. And then you'll also be doing page 8 and page 9 in a small group format in class. And so let's get these H and K shifts going. If we look at the linear, in class we've probably talked about the parent function formula being y equals plus or minus a times x minus h plus k. Now, we've already learned when we have the plus or the minus, that causes the reflection that you saw in 1 and 2. When we change the a value, that causes a stretch or a shrink, which you saw in number 2 and 3. And here's number 3, that's the stretch. That's the shrink, depending upon whether that a value is bigger than 1 or smaller than 1, absolute value-wise. Now tonight we're going to look at the H. Number 4 and number 5 on each of these pages is your H value. So let's see what it's doing. Let's just graph several of them and see if we can see what's happening here, and then we'll fill in the description. So if we add 2, negative 3 plus 2 is negative 1, 0, positive 1, positive 2, 3, 4, and 5. Go ahead and graph that. I'd suggest pausing the video. So there's number 4. That's how it graphs out. We'll do the description in a minute. Number 5, if we subtract 2 from each value, well, negative 3 minus 2, that's plus a negative 2, be negative 5. Negative 2 plus another negative 2 is negative 4. Negative 3, negative 2, negative 1, 0, 1. So if we plot those, now, since we're just looking at H values, we're just going to do 4 and 5 on each of these sheets, and then we'll talk about what's happening. So now going to the absolute value sheet, absolute value transformation sheet, go down to number 4. Negative 3 plus 2 is negative 1. Absolute value negative 1 is 1. Negative 2 plus 2 is 0. Absolute value 0 is 0. Negative 1 plus 2 is 1. Absolute value 1 is 1. 0 plus 2 is 2. Absolute value is 2. 1 plus 2 is 3. Absolute value 3 is 3. 2 plus 2 is 4. Absolute value is 4. 3 plus 2 is 5. Absolute value of 5 is 5. So plotting these, at negative 3 we're up 1. Negative 2 it's 0. Negative 1 is 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. We know that this is a V shape. We only have a lopsided V because we didn't plug in other points, but we can extend this side of the V out. If you wanted to plug in points, you could to verify that it goes out this way. So that's what we're seeing with the absolute value with the plus 2 on the K. negative 2 on the h value. I'm sorry, that was an h value that we were looking at a minute ago on number 4. So now we go negative 3 minus 2 is negative 5. Absolute value of negative 5 is positive 5. Negative 2 minus 2 would be negative 4. Absolute value is 4. Negative 1 minus 2 is negative 3. Absolute value is 3. Negative 2. Absolute value is 2. Negative 1. Absolute value is 1. 0 and 1. So there's what we see with number 5 on the absolute value. Here we go with quadratic. All that I give you is the point negative 2 plus 2 is 0. 0 squared is 0. Let's go with negative 3 plus 2 is negative 1. Negative 1 squared is 1. So negative 1 plus 2 is 1. 1 squared is 1. Let's go out one more. Negative 4, that would be a negative 2. Negative 2 squared is 4. 0 plus 2 is 2. Squared is 4. 1 plus 2 is 3. 3 squared is 9. Negative 5 plus 2 is negative 3. Negative 3 squared is 9. Okay, so come over to your graph. At negative 5, we're at 9. Negative 4, we're at 4. Negative 3, we're at 1. Negative 2, 0. Negative 1, 1. 4, and 9. Now remember, this is our U-shaped graph. There's the parent graph. And now here's this graph when we have a plus 2 in there, in that H position. I want to caution you, the H value is not plus 2. It looks like it is, but remember that the formula was x minus h. Now, when it has a minus 2, remember it's x minus h, so really the h value is a positive 2. Okay, so we get, let's go 1 minus 2 is negative 1. Negative 1 squared is 1. 3 minus 2 is 1. 1 squared is 1. 0. 2 squared is 4. 4 minus 2 is 2. 2 squared is 4. And 3 minus 2 is, whoops, I'm sorry. That should go on the other end. Five minus 2 is 3. 3 squared is 9. Down here, negative 1 minus 2 is negative 3. Negative 3 squared is 9. So, again, we have our U shape. Now it's located over here. So we should be seeing some shifting that these numbers here are causing, and you should see some similarities. I want you to go ahead and try and figure out what the similarity is in that H shift, what's happening with the H shift. This video is going to run out. You can follow me as long as the video lasts on the cubic, but then I want you to think about the H shift. Make sure to also watch the K shift on the other video. So now we have -3 plus 2 is -1. -1 cubed is -1. -2 plus 2 is 0. 0 cubed is 0. -1 plus 2 is +1. 1 cubed is 1. 0 plus 2 is 2. 2 cubed is 8. 1 plus 2 is 3. 3 cubed is 27. 2 plus 2 is 4. 4 cubed is 64. 3 plus 2 is 5. 5 cubed is 125. So we kind of went off the graph on that one. We can see, though, how it has shifted the parent graph. If you look at our 3 dots in a row there and how it's coming down and going up, we've got our 3 dots in the row here. It's going up, going down. Take a look at how it's shifted and see if that's happening in each of these. This shift we're going to see is so there's that shift, and here's this shift. So take a look at what's happening in those H shifts. Thank you very much. Make sure to catch the K shift video.